best speaker. What's that? Tracy is doing out of the communication manual number 8. So it's getting comfortable with visual aids, which I'm thinking is great. It's only your second speech and you're jumping up to visual aids already. That's wonderful. Her speech topic title is Their Only Job Left. Their Only Job Left, Tracy Waters.
Organic food, wildlife, and love. I was just finishing off from an ashram in upstate New York. I was there to study sound on the human body. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, thank you. I am going to just use notes tonight. I was at the I was rushing and pushing my way through the airport as I was tiring of constant contact between robot and human. It was time to go home, and I had tried 6 different machines to get my boarding passes for my 3 flights back to Canada. The machines had refused to acknowledge me and time was running out. I finally found a human only to tell me the taxi had dropped me off at the wrong spot at the airport. And because it was 3 in the morning and to err as human, I hadn't noticed that, and there was something that those 6 machines could not communicate to me. I was longing for a kind word and a sweet human face with a smile. I'm the kind of person that slams down the phone at the end of the conversation with a robot, knowing that it only hurt my feelings, nothing done. Only one hurt when the anger was me. But it was easy, it's easy to forgive because there's nobody to forgive. It's a machine, and I let it go. Truthfully, I'm insulted because I'm a customer, and the robot has made me, and the robot on the other end leaves me feeling neglected, like I'm a nobody. I get over the phone call quickly and register it as the machine that it is, and promise that I'm going to change to a company that has compassion and humans the first time I find one. I suppose watching the news and witnessing a robot being interviewed on Fox News set this life lesson in motion. Hanson Robotics has made such great progress in the robotics industry and isn't missing a beat on the media stage. I find it frightening that the passion and interest in this area is growing rapidly. Sadly, not to create metal soldiers, to protect humans in the vast arena of international battlefields, but to replace teachers and homemakers, counselors and nurses, the areas where compassion and understanding are most needed, to encourage a healthy and productive society. I was sad and somewhat troubled because at the beginning of my journey, I had gone through a store in the airport that had an electric cashier. There were still, for the moment, 2 young girls there, but they were huddled in the corner, acting injured as people were insulted by the fact that there was no real person handling their money or their food. The girls' very last job was now to direct us on how to effectively and efficiently hand over our money by checking ourselves out so that the company that was overcharging in the first place could broaden their profit line by eliminating the middleman, essentially making us work for them for free for the pleasure of buying their questionable product. The poor girls were so baffled that their only job left was to be kind and helpful. They had forgotten how to do that. There was no coffee in this robot-run shop. I had to find yet another place for that right in front of the gate. Of course, I had to ring it in myself. It was a self-serve place. There was 20 machines sitting there, even though there was a staff of 2 people and no customers. Their only purpose was to cook and clean, not to serve. The coffee cost me the same amount it would have had somebody rang it in for me, but that was forbidden. Here, they didn't want to pay too many people for service in the service industry. I loaded my next plane praying for sleep that yet never came. But now I was even more exhausted as I was boarding my last plane in Seattle. I was on the home stretch when I was finally being greeted by the United Airlines ticket agent, a human. Apparently I had not placed my ID just so. And she had to actually go to the trouble of turning it around before scanning it. Sorry. This problematic situation for her was expressed with a heavy sigh and exaggerated roll of the eyes. She had to go to the trouble of turning around to scan it, and apparently her last job left was too much for her. Her last job of being helpful and kind was too hard to bear. I could feel my blood starting to boil as I walked down the plank. I was entitled. I was the traveler. I was the customer. I noticed that the other customers when boarding were arriving cranky as well. Because of my background in energy, I knew very well how the energy was working, and I knew it was because of her attitude. She was contaminating everybody's bodies and moods and affecting our flight. And it hit me. With all the robotic jobs taking over the planet, we could very well find ourselves with the only job left for us is being helpful and kind to each other. I would like to prove to each other and the universe that we are worthy of continuing as a life form on this planet, that we have something to offer the robots don't. That is compassion, kindness, and forgiveness for each other. That is our only job left.